Next up on KUJH, we'll get a look into Lawrence's upcoming plastic bag ban.
Coming up, Gaslight Gardens hosted a chili cook-off, bringing the community together.
More to come, celebrating Black History Month and Frederick Douglass's birthday through transcription.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint at the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Welcome back to KUJH. I'm Cameron McCrory.
And I'm Francesca Nofrio. In the aftermath of the tragic shooting that unfolded following a Kansas City Chiefs rally last week, the community has been dealing with shock and sorrow as new details unfold. Two men, Lindell Mays and Dominic M. Miller, have been charged with the murder and other felonies in connection with the incident. Charging documents reveal that the shooting began with a confrontation between two groups, escalating rapidly into a chaotic scene of violence, which left Lisa Lopez Galvin dead and more than 20 others injured. Jackson County Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker said yesterday more arrests are possible. The shooting, which occurred outside Union Station, has sparked widespread shock and sadness in the Chiefs community, and definitely here in Lawrence, even stretching to different parts of the country.
I grew up in Kansas City, came back to visit my friends, and enjoyed the Super Bowl. It was very enjoyable until it wasn't. And yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's just very, very sad.
I couldn't stop crying because, you never really think that it can happen to you or think that you can be involved in something until it does. And it made me realize that because all my parents and family members were texting me everything that was going on, and that's when it hit me oh, that was a shooting that we just witnessed. It wasn't anything normal. How lucky I was to even just play it off and just come back safely to a car when not a lot of people have that option.
For students who may be struggling as a result of these events, the Provost Office has compiled a list of resources to help. Individuals can also call, text, or chat with the National 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Please take time to take care of yourself and to take care of others. Additionally, after being postponed due to the shooting, One Day 1KU, KU's 24 hours Day of Giving, has officially been rescheduled for Wednesday, March 6th. For more information on how to give, go to oneday1ku.org.
Lawrence's citywide plastic bag ban starts next week, and KUJH's Ryn Drummond tells us more about what to expect.
Starting next week, shoppers will see a shift in how Lawrence businesses bag up their items. The City of Lawrence passed an ordinance in August banning stores from using single-use plastic bags. It takes effect March 1st and will apply to convenience stores, restaurants, grocery stores, and all other businesses that make bags available to customers. Some Lawrence residents are excited for this change.
I think it's awesome, and I hope that it encourages people to stop using the plastic bags, because personally I'll come home with 10 or 15 and I just throw them straight away. So hopefully people will buy reusable bags and it'll encourage them to stop wasting.
Many grocery stores, like Hy-Vee, will be using only paper bags, but customers will have to pay 10 cents extra if they want to use them. The ban was passed to encourage Lawrence residents to bring reusable bags with them and to decrease the amount of waste generated within the city. While this is a big transition for some businesses, other local shops have been plastic-free for years. The Merck Co-op grocery store transitioned away from plastic bags in 2011.
Our customers tend to bring their own bags, many of them do, and we just saw that trend increase when we transitioned away from using plastic.
Quinlan Carter says they're happy to see Lawrence make this change.
We, as a small local business, are celebrating this move that the city is making away from single-use plastics, just because it is more sustainable and better for the environment.
If you're wondering how you'll bag your produce, the new rules allow you to keep using the plastic produce bags. Ready or not, stores are preparing for the big shift, and they'll face up to a $500 fine if they don't comply. For KUJH News, I'm Ryn Drummond.
Thanks, Ryn. There are also exemptions for newspaper bags, religious institutions, nonprofit organizations, schools, and farmers markets.
For more information on the bag ban, visit plasticfreelawrence.org.
Temperatures are warming up here in Lawrence, and Ashton is here to tell us more about what the rest of the week will look like.
Good morning, Lawrence. We are taking a live look outside of Lawrence right now. We have lots of clear skies over our area. Lots of blue in our sky this morning as well. And we do have increasing cloud coverage throughout the day. As you can see, those clouds are moving from the northwest, heading towards our way. However, though, we're still going to have quite a bit of sunny conditions for today. And the winds are coming out of the northwest as well at about 15 miles per hour. We do have increasing wind speeds throughout the day, wind gusts getting up to about 28 miles per hour. So it will be a breezy day, but temperatures today, another gorgeous day here in February. Temperatures sitting in the lower 60s, 61 degrees here in Lawrence, but we're going to continue to warm these temperatures up throughout the day. And not just throughout the day, throughout the week, our temperatures are going to continue to warm. And we'll talk more about this coming up.
This change in temperatures means spring is right around the corner, and thankfully, your spring cleaning could help the less fortunate.
KUJH's Millie Favela tells us about a new exhibit in Lawrence that is intended to teach the community how to dress in winter.
Spring has sprung, which means it is time to retire those coats that are collecting dust in the back of your closet. The Watkins Museum of History has partnered with the Ballard Center to produce the Winter Clothing Drive. The museum has also collaborated with the Merchant Taylor Museum to create the Bundle Up exhibit. The exhibit showcases what Kansans in the 1850s wore to battle the piercing temperatures, such as coats, hats, waistcoats, and even a pair of hand-knit wool underdrawers.
Here at the Watkins Museum, we believe in being a part of our community and helping out the community of Lawrence, not just providing them with stories and artifacts from local history, but connecting that history with our present-day concerns, which is why we made this partnership.
The initiative has been successful as both collection bins have filled over 5 times since the drive started on December 9th. This achievement can be largely attributed to individuals such as Riley Figgs, a KU student who travels from Topeka for class every day. Although Figgs is not a resident of Lawrence, she still feels a sense of connection to the Lawrence community.
Donating my clothes here is really special to me because it is a smaller town. There's a less fortunate demographic here, and I really want to give back to the smaller communities.
Winter clothing can be dropped off here at the Watkins Museum of History from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays until Saturday, March 16th. For KUJH News, I'm Millie Favela.
Thanks, Millie. I definitely will have to look through my closet to see if I can donate anything.
And I absolutely will as well. The Lawrence community's cycle of giving and reinvention continues, from donating clothes to hunting vintage finds. Originally located in Kansas City, Missouri, the Rex brothers, Reed and Thomas, have expanded their vintage store, the Rex Catalog, by opening a new storefront in Lawrence. Reed says thrifting is anything that can be bought secondhand, while vintage is defined as anything 20 years or older, with items from the 90s being the most popular. He describes their mission as ever evolving and explains their brand identity. Reed explains that the process starts with either thrifting an item or buying it from someone else who did, followed by cleaning, repairing, transporting into the store, and finally tagging the item and putting it on the floor.
I know they definitely have a very strong social media presence, so I'll have to check them out.
I will too. After this break, we'll hear a full report from Ashton on weather and a special look into a local chili cook-off. Stay with us.
Coming up on KUJH, I'm Jordan Ziegler, and we're here at Gaslight Gardens for the 11th annual Chili Cook-Off.
Walking alone in a college town can be dangerous, no matter the time of day. Lawrence might seem like a small town, but there is still tons of crime that happens. You never know where and or when people are planning to attack, so it is better to be safe than sorry. Being by yourself is never the answer. That's why people should always walk within a buddy system. Having at least 3 people to walk with can help with getting home safer. Going out in a bigger group is definitely the way to go, so everyone can be assured they are safe. If walking home isn't an option, calling KU Safe Ride is the next best option, or ordering an Uber with your friends. Stay safe and always keep a buddy with you.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back to KUJH. We have a delicious story coming up, but first, Ashton has more with the weather.
Today we have lots of sunshine for today and for the remainder of this week with temperatures well above that normal mark. We typically see temperatures in the 50s. However, though, we're trending into the 60s and even 70s coming up into next week, and then a midweek cool down that we'll talk more about this coming up.
Ashton will have more on the weather soon. But first, the fight for the best chili in Lawrence is finally over, and Robert Wood is this year's winner. KUJH's Jordan Ziegler tells us what went down at this year's chili cook-off.
Gaslight Gardens Tavern hosted their 11th annual chili cook-off on Sunday.
I always want us to be a part of this lovely community here in Lawrence, Kansas.
Anyone can enter the event. All they need to do is bring some homemade chili. The event is sometimes judged by local chefs, but this year it was all public vote.
And it's, I don't know, it's one of my favorite events that we do at Gaslight Gardens. I mean, obviously we've got live music and we do other things, but the chili cook-off is the emphasis on what I try to make Gaslight Gardens be, which is it's community focused.
Every contestant had their own take on what makes a great chili. First-time contestant Brock Chard took his inspiration from a Texas-style chili.
I'm definitely a chili enthusiast, and yeah, this is my first food contest, and so I love chili, and looked on Google and so found this cool place to do just a local chili cook-off. Yeah. But I did a little bit of research, and it's more of like a Texas-style chili. A lot of the Texas chilies don't have any tomatoes in it. It's red because of the peppers ground up, and so that's what I tried to do a little bit with mine.
I can confirm the chili was amazing. For KUJH, I'm Jordan Ziegler.
Thanks, Jordan. I was also able to attend the chili cook-off and ask people what they think makes the best chili.
I think it's the protein and just the sauces in it too. What's the flavor underneath it? Yeah.
Obviously, everyone has their own chili ingredients, but I like to put fresh pico on top of the chili, so that way you get, the chili along with fresh vegetables and a nice little crunch.
Good pork, good layering of seasoning, no beans.
Toppings, avocado, onions. We put pico on it, maybe some cornbread with some honey.
It's also kind of when you eat it, it's got to be a nice chilly, brisk day. Not too cold, not too warm.
Well, I wonder if we have any chilly weather coming up.
Well, it's been quite warm here in Lawrence, but I'm sure, as always with the Kansas weather, that we might have some cold temperatures coming up, but Ashton can tell us more.
Temperatures today are going to be another gorgeous day for us here in Lawrence, sitting at 62 degrees right now. However, though, a little further north and northwest, they are more chilly this morning at 46 degrees in North Platte, 43 in Des Moines. Overall, though, all of us are really going to be warming up into the 60s and even 70s coming up into next week. Today's high, though, sitting at 66 degrees. We do have mostly sunny conditions, a few passing clouds throughout the day, but overall, it's going to be a gorgeous day, lots of sunshine, and then those wind gusts are blowing up to about 23 miles per hour here in Lawrence. Winds will be out of the north to northwest for most of today, up to 15 miles per hour. And even though we are warming up quite a bit into those mid 60s, we do have a pretty sharp cool off throughout the overnight hours, cooling off about 30 degrees for tomorrow morning, sitting there at 35 degrees as you're heading out the door for classes tomorrow morning. And then we'll do that very quick warm up once again. So it's definitely that time of year where you may need to be dressing in layers if you're out all day, because we're warming up into the 60s and then falling back down into the 30s for tonight with mostly clear conditions. Winds will be out of the northwest at about 6 to 9 miles per hour. So those wind speeds would definitely be calming down for tonight. And then tomorrow, another day of the 60s, 62 degrees and sunny. We have those increasing wind speeds throughout the day. Wind gusts gusts getting up to 28 miles per hour there. And this is a look at our futurecast for us. We're staying mostly clear here over Lawrence. However, though, as you can see, more towards that southeast region of our states, they're getting quite a bit of rain over the week. However, though, here in Lawrence, as you can see, our chances of rain are very minimal this whole week. The only chances are really more towards that Missouri-Arkansas border there on Friday, and then for the rest, we're staying clear for this week. Just lots of sunshine, and the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we are trending above that normal mark. This is from the Climate Prediction Center. We are going to be feeling those warm temperatures, and as we take a look at this, you can see average right there at 50, but we have 3 days in a row next week where models are predicting temperatures in the 70s, so it is just going to be an overall gorgeous week for us. Lots of sunshine. It is going to be a warm and dry week. Temperatures starting in the 60s, warming up into the 70s there by Sunday and Monday. And then by Wednesday, we do have that cold front's going to push through and really chill our temperatures down.
Thanks, Ashton. After the break, Brock will let us know what's happening with KU Sports.
That's right, guys. This week in sports, we'll recap men's and women's basketball, baseball, softball, and much more. Stay right with us. Welcome back to KUJH Sports. I'm Brock Niemeyer, and our Jayhawk athletes have been super busy, and we have a lot to catch you up on. So we're going to start off with women's basketball. The Lady Jayhawks have been playing great over the last 2 weeks, and they had a 5-game win streak heading into last night's matchup versus the 24th ranked Baylor Bears in Waco. Kansas came up short, losing 69-61. Superstar freshman Samaya Nichols led the Jayhawks in scoring with 23 points, including a perfect 10 for 10 from the charity stripe. Their next game will be this Sunday against K-State in the Fieldhouse. Kansas State has had a great season, and they currently find themselves ranked inside the top 10, so Sunday will be a tough test for Coach Snyder's squad. As for the men's team, the last time we saw the Jayhawks in action was on Saturday when they traveled to Norman, Oklahoma to take on the Sooners. Kansas was able to pick up their first conference road win of the season as they took down the Sooners by a final score of 67-57. The Jayhawks were led on both ends of the floor by Hunter Dickinson, who notched his 14th double-double of the season, finishing with an even 20 points and 16 rebounds. Kansas did not play a game during the week, which could be crucial as we head into the final stretch of the season. KUJH's Murray Hamilton tells us why the week off could be crucial for the Jayhawks.
That's right, Brock. The 6 days off could be a real game changer for the Jayhawks. The team has dealt with numerous setbacks, which has hindered the team's progress over the last month. The biggest being the injury to Kevin McCullough Jr., who's dealt with a bone bruise issue and has therefore missed multiple games. While he did play in Norman, Oklahoma last Saturday, it was evident that he still had a problem with his knee. Bill Self says he should be 100% fit for the game against Texas on Saturday, which could be key for the Jayhawks as they'll have their top scorer back to being fully healthy for the first time in a while. Fans, be sure to show up and be loud. Back to you, Brock.
Thanks for that, Murray. Now switching gears to outdoor sports. The Kansas baseball team got their season underway last week in Corpus Christi, Texas in a series versus Illinois Chicago. The season didn't start how the Jayhawks had hoped as they dropped the first 2 games of the series 11-9 and 13-6. The Jayhawks bounced back on Sunday and got their first win of the season by a score of 8-2 thanks to a great pitching performance from Patrick Stites. Stites went 6 complete innings, allowing no runs on 4 hits with no walks. He added 5 strikeouts as well. The Jayhawks got their record back to 500 on Tuesday in a midweek win versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi. It was a slugfest as the final score was 13-7 and the Jayhawk offense smashed 4 home runs in the game. Last week, you saw me get the chance to sit down with Jayhawk infielder Cody Shojinaga, and he picked up right where he left off last season. Over the weekend, Cody went 6 for 13 at the plate, tallying 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and 5 RBIs. These numbers earned Shojinaga a share of the Big 12 Player of the Week honors for the first time in his career. The conference's reigning co-freshman of the year started off his sophomore campaign very strong, and the Jayhawks need him to be a crucial part of the offense for the entirety of the season. As for softball, the Jayhawks have played 4 games since our last show. They went 2-2 in that stretch, picking up wins against Coastal Carolina and Illinois, Illinois, while dropping games versus UC Riverside and Penn State. The Jayhawks' record through 10 games is 4-5-1, and they are being led offensively by Presley Limbaugh, who through 10 games has an average above 400. Kansas will head to College Station, Texas this weekend and play 5 games for the Texas A&M Invitational. Well, a popular sports video game is making a comeback this summer. EA Sports College Football was on hiatus for 11 years over disputes with the NCAA. The disputes regarded name, image, and likeness. Now that players can get paid, the game is back in action, and the first trailer was released last week. KUJH's Carson Shea headed out to Jayhawk Boulevard to ask KU students why they are excited for the game to make its return.
The last game we had of that was 10 years ago, and it was dang near the best game, honestly, ever to exist.
I'm not tapped in like that, so I can't tell you if I'm excited or not.
I just can't wait to get back into it, especially Dynasty mode. Everyone loves to rebuild. So, and you get to play as a Jayhawks, bro. Like, you're telling me I can be Jalen Daniels for a day.
I'm not really that excited. I don't play video games, but I'm sure every male is excited for it to come out.
I love college football and I love playing Madden, so I'm really excited to play.
I know I'm excited to play the game with my friends this summer. It's been way too many years. Well, Kansas men's golf has got their season off to a hot start. The team took second yesterday at the Prestige Tournament with a combined score of 21 under par. Senior Cecil Belisle won the individual tournament with a score of 13 under par. With this being his second win of the season, he becomes only the 10th Jayhawk all-time to win multiple tournaments in the same season. That's all the sports we have for you today. After the break, hear more about how the KU community celebrated Frederick Douglass's birthday and Black History Month. Stay right with us.
Missed the bus again?
Yeah.
You should download My Bus Lawrence. You can see when buses are arriving here, and you can also see where the buses are in Lawrence.
Wow, okay.
Download the My Bus Lawrence app today.
Welcome back. This year, KU students and faculty celebrated Douglas Day by participating in a transcribe-a-thon. You might be wondering, what exactly is a transcribe-a-thon? KUJH's August Cooney joins us in studio with more.
A transcribe-a-thon is an important way to make history more accessible. It's also a great way to celebrate and honor Black History Month. To celebrate Douglas Day, KU students and faculty met at Watson Library for a transcribe-a-thon put together by douglasday.org. Douglas Day is the birthday of Frederick Douglass. He never knew the official date of his birthday, but the day he chose was February 14th. It is now a recognized day important to Black history that gets celebrated every year. For this year's Transcribe-a-thon, douglasday.org chose to feature the correspondence of Frederick Douglass that are currently being held by the Library of Congress. As students and faculty work, they listen to the Douglas Day live stream featuring Dr. Clayton Coleman singing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Bring with the harmony of liberty.
If you want more information, visit douglasday.org. Back to you, Francesca and Cameron.
Well, I personally think that's really awesome that those documents are being made available to the public in a digital form.
No, I agree. But Ashton's going to give us one last look at this week's weather.
And we are taking one more look at our final forecast. This is a look for the next couple of days. Temperatures today are in the 60s, and then by Sunday we are jumping up into the 70s there. By Monday and Tuesday to start off next week, gorgeous temperatures in the 70s, trending well above that normal mark, and then a sharp fall off from Tuesday leading into Wednesday. Temperatures there are in the 50s. Overall, though, a warm and dry week ahead.
Thanks, Ashton.
Girl Scout cookie season is finally upon us, and KUJH's Savannah Meyer hit the streets of Jayhawk Boulevard, asking KU students what their favorite Girl Scout cookie flavor is.
For KUJH News, I'm Savannah Meyer, and today I'm asking students at KU what their favorite Girl Scout cookie flavor is.
Thin Mints. Samoas.
Thin Mints.
Coconut Delight.
It's peanut butter patties. The Thin Mints.
Peanut butter sandwich. Thin Mints.
Is Thin Mints.
Caramel Delight.
Thin Mints.
Tagalongs.
Thin Mints as well.
I know what my favorite Girl Scout cookie is. It's obviously the crowd favorite, Thin Mints. What's yours?
Me personally, I am a lemonades girl, but when it comes to Girl Scout cookies, I'm really not picky.
I mean, who can be? They're cookies.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys. That's all we have for this week. Don't forget to join us next week for more on men's basketball, a look into the Stanley Cup lawsuit, and Ashton will be back with the weather.
Keep up to date with KUJH on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and as well as visiting our website at tv.ku.edu. I'm Francesca Onofrio.
And I'm Cameron McCrory, signing off.